Go for it.
Okay, I'm going to grab my mouse here and get the big continue off the middle of the screen. Okay. Hello, everybody. My name is Anna, and I am a Michaels designer. And today we are going to learn some paint pouring or do some paint pouring. So let's go ahead and get started. So for today's paint pour, we're going to use a paint pour canvas, or I'm going to use a paint pour canvas. You feel free to use what you would like to use. So I've got this harsh light right there. I'm going to move that because I'm not going to use anything with packaging. It's just really, really bright right there with the shiny. But this is the paint pour canvas, and I just wanted to show you with the packaging what it looks like if you were interested in getting this product in the future, or if you've already gotten it, you'll know what, you already have it, you know what it looks like. But basically the difference between the paint pouring canvas that I've found and a regular canvas is the paint pour canvas is a little bit more sturdier. I'm switching on you. Take away the packaging because that plastic is kind of bright, but it has this cardboard in here that gives it a little bit more support for the weight of the paint as you're pouring and adding, because you're usually with the paint pour, you're adding multiple paint and multiple paint colors and mixed with paint medium. It's a little bit heavier, so it's a good support. It's also a little bit more rough, not as like cross-hatched as a canvas is. I'm sorry if I'm not using the correct fine art terminology. This one you can see I've put push pins in there. That's why mine looks maybe a little bit different than yours, and I'll go into that in a minute. So we're using that. We're using a canvas. We need some craft sticks to do some stirring. I have the Artist Loft Paint Pour Medium. And this is an 8.4 ounce. It also comes in a 16.9. You can get either one, both of them are the exact same formula. There's also some other formulas out there with some national brands like Liquitex and Deco Art, and those are also all great products as well that we carry. And then we are using, or I am using, you feel free to use what you would like to use. I am using Artist Loft Level 1 Acrylic Paints. And this is a set, and it comes in, you can buy them in eaches, you can buy them in different set combinations where you have 24, I believe it's 16. So there's different ways that you can get the paints. For a paint pour with this product here, you can also use just your everyday Craft Smart paint, acrylic paints. You can use just pretty much any paint. You can use soft body, hard body, those kinds of things. I have not done oil, so I don't know anything about that. So not sure, but as far as acrylic paints, you can use anything with this product. It all works out really well. And then I am going to protect my hands with vinyl gloves, and that is up to you if you want to have beautiful manicure that you want to preserve, or it's also just makes cleanup a little bit that much easier. And then I have the push pins in here, and the reason I use push pins, and all I did was just regular old push pins, and I put them in each corner. And the reason I do that is it lifts it up off of my surface, so when I'm doing my paint, it rolls off, and then I set it aside to dry. It doesn't stick to my surface, even though I have it protected. It doesn't stick to my surface, and I don't have anything to cut off later. It just kind of makes it smooth on the edges. And then I can pop them out, throw them away, or pop them out, put them in a bin and use them for next time, which is what I usually do. So just a little tip there. So that's not required, but it is a nice little tip. Do we have any questions so far?
I am not seeing any questions so far, although Jane raised her hand. Jane, if you have a question, go ahead and post it in the chat, if you can.
Okay, great. I'm pulling my hair back so I don't get it in paint because I have a lot of it. Okay, so I'm going to set the canvas aside for a minute, and we are going to go into mixing our paints. I have disposable cups. I'm sorry, I did not go over that a minute ago. Not get the medium. Yes, you can use water. Your ratio is going to be different than what I'm going to show today. And you want to use more paint than water in the water situation. With the pouring medium, you use more pouring medium than you use paint. So it's the opposite, but the consistency is the same. So you want it kind of, when you use water, you want just a little bit to make it where it can flow a little bit easier. It moves across your canvas. than if it didn't have anything in there. The color will be a little bit more muted than what will happen on here once it's dried. Usually this right here, the pouring medium, the pouring medium, it helps keep the vibrancy of the color where water dilutes it a little bit, but you'll still get the same effect. Worst case, you'll at least, get the technique down, and then you can do something like this later if you want to go that route. So, but I will speak to those of you using water throughout the demonstration or throughout our project. Okay, so for paint pouring medium, I'm going to go ahead and just pour. I'm going to mix the white first, just because I usually like to use a lot of, have a lot of white. White's always good to have. Sorry, I did not grab a full bottle, but I have another one over here, so no worries. I do a lot of, like I said, I use a lot of white. White's always a good base to have when you're doing any color combination. It just separates it a little bit. It gives it a little bit of a pop. I mean, if you're doing a galaxy, you might not want to do a whole lot, maybe a lighter, like a gray or light silver, but I like to do white in almost everything, just a little bit of white. Okay, so now as far as ratio, I don't really feel that there is a exact science to this. The way I do it is eyeball it. So, and the reason I say that too is different colors tend to mix differently within the paint. So I just say use your best judgment. You're not going to hurt it unless you go way over one way or the other, which you'll be able to tell. So you want it, I always say a little bit runnier than, more like a pancake batter is kind of a good consistency comparison. So anyways, I'm gonna put a little bit of paint in here. And I'll probably put a little bit more than I normally would, but that's okay. And then I'm gonna slowly mix it just so I don't get a lot of bubbles or anything. Now I'm gonna show a couple of different pours as I'm mixing this. I'm just gonna talk through that. I'm gonna show a couple different pours, and if there is a pour that you're curious about or would like to see, please put it in the chat. And if I know what it is, there's nothing out there that comes out kind of that I hadn't heard of, then I can definitely go that direction. But I thought I would do just a simple drop pour. I would do a dirty pour, and actually I'll do a dirty pour and a flip cup dirty pour within the same project, so you can see what both of those look like. But I've seen things out there like a leaky pour, which I didn't prepare, but we could easily adjust if you want to know what that one is. A double swirl is kind of cool. So there's a couple of different ideas out there that we can go into. A Dutch pour was another one that was pretty popular that people were asking about in the last video or the last class. Okay, so that's good. If you can see here, I mean, I know it's kind of hard to tell, but the consistency is kind of, it's a little bit runnier. It looks like it'll move across the canvas, which is a good consistency. So I'm gonna set that aside. I'm gonna do a couple more color combinations. And anybody have any fun color combinations they want me to use? I'm gonna start putting this medium in here. If anyone has some suggestions, I always tend to go towards some brights, so it's kind of fun to see what other people would do.
So Dee is worried that using water will make the colors blend and be muddy. Is that true?
Yes, it will blend. It will blend a little bit more than with the paint pour medium. I have done it with water. Trust me, it works. But you don't want to do too much mixing and too much moving the paint around because of that exact thing.
Okay.
So great call out. Thank you.
And Babs says, is there an approximate ratio of paint to medium?
Yeah, I don't really, I usually just pop it in there. I don't have an exact ratio. Some people say 5:1. Some people say, I just feel that different colors mix differently. Mm-hmm. And it's just the nature of the combination of the formulas within the paint. So a good way to do it, when I first started doing paint pours, what I would do is with my craft stick, I would take the paint and I would put a dollop on my craft stick, because then I can see how much is on there. You can see there, it's just a little. And then I'm going to use this one here because it has a little bit more. Sorry, I got a little bit of OCD going on. I got to make sure my cap's on there. And then just mix it in there. I never recommend using all your bottle of stuff, because you could always add a little bit more if you feel like it's too thick, or you can add a little bit more paint, or you can add a little bit more medium, pouring medium rather, sorry. Just enough to pour, to be a pouring consistency.
Okay.
I wish I had a better answer. I just never have really measured them out as much as I probably could or should one day, but you can also mix colors. Oh, I was going to pull some glitter in so I can show you what that looks like too. So I'm going to grab, in just a minute, I'll go, it's not far, I can go grab some. And I'm going to do this magenta. There's a little bit more medium in this one, so I did a little bit more paint.
So the kit that Jean bought was the one listed on the class website, and it's got a gloss gel medium, an iridescent medium, a slow dry blending medium, and a modeling paste. Which one should she use?
Tell me again, what was the first one that you said?
There was a gloss gel, an iridescent, a slow dry blending, and a modeling paste.
And that was the SKU that was on the list?
Yes, that was listed with the acrylic paints, yeah.
Because those all sound like those are more fine art texturing. And I'm going to ask you to tell me one more time what they were. There's the gloss.
There was the gloss gel, the iridescent, the modeling paste, and the slow dry blending medium.
You know, I'm just gonna make an educated guess here because that wasn't the SKU that I am familiar with. So, but I know what some of those products are. I would say, not the gel, maybe either the iridescent or the last one, the slow dry.
Slow dry.
Yeah, because this you do want a slow dry. And then let's do, I don't want to go too fall. I was going to do a mustardy color. Now I'm turning into a fall here. What color? Anyone have a favorite color they want me to use with this? It's kind of a magenta, a olivey color. Let's see. Light blue. Okay. That's a good one. Good call. This is the lightest that's in my set. So we'll see kind of. And if we want to, I have more cups. I can mix another color if we think we need once we get it going. Oh, I'm gonna need some more than that. And then once this is mixed, I'm gonna grab a thing of glitter, and I'm gonna show you two ways you can add glitter or add things into your paint pour. Oh, that's pretty. Okay, give me just 1 second. Always in when you're trying to find a specific color and you can't find it. So I grabbed a it's like a mixture color, but it'll just give you a basic idea of what the glitter will do. And I'm going to put,
We do have a few requests for different types of pouring. So Amy wants to know how to get lots of cells. They definitely want to see a Dutch pour and and Sandra said a swipe would be nice to see.
A swipe, okay. Okay, keep those on the tip of your brain, and then here in a little bit we will, after this one here, we will do one of those, one or all. So I'm just adding the glitter in. Of course, I did it in a darker color, but that's all right. Because you can do it a couple different ways. And I usually tend to lean towards a gold or a silver, but for this purpose, it'll be fine. So we're just gonna do it in here. Okay, so I'm gonna do 3 basic ones in one. Okay, so that way I can hit those and we can go into the Dutch and some of the more advanced or more detailed. So I'm gonna work backwards because of the nature of the project. It's hard to flip when you've already got paint on there. So I'm gonna do a flip dirty pour real quick. Then I'm gonna show you some of the other things, and I'm gonna use one canvas, and they're all gonna kind of blend a little bit. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a little bit of, this is a dirty pour. So for a dirty pour and a flip cup dirty pour, you start the same way. So you have your cup, or a clean cup, it's empty, and you pour. You just want to pour your paint. You want to layer your paints on top of each other, but you don't want to move your cup too much because you don't want to, even these will blend if it's moved too much, but they don't all have to be perfect. Am I doing this in a good spot? There we go.
Yeah.
Because I can do, I can have fun with it. You can do it just straight pour. I like to jazz it up a little bit. It doesn't really make a huge difference in the grand scheme of things, but it's just kind of fun. Makes a pretty little, makes layering pretty. And as I'm putting the white kind of in between, you can do that if you want to. I tend to think it makes the project, makes the paint kind of pop a little bit. Okay. I think that's good. So that's just right there. Okay, so you see it, I don't know if you can see from the side, and well, I don't want to move it too much, but you can see that we have a nice little mixture here. And so on top of each other, I'm not doing a whole lot. If you want to, sometimes I'll take a crop stick and do like one quick swirl, just whatever you want to do, however you want your project to end up. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna move this out of the way for a minute so I don't get all crazy, because I don't have a lot of room between my canvas and my phone here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the canvas on top of my cup, and then I'm going to flip it. Okay, and then I'm going to just kind of move it. I don't know if you'll be able to see it even if I move over here. I'm going to tilt it a little bit. You can kind of see that light's probably not helping too much, but oh, you know what? I have this little light thing here. Maybe this will help with the shadowing. Maybe not, but you can kind of see there's the colors they're going on there because my cup is clear. I usually let it sit there for a few minutes or a few seconds and kind of drain down. I don't always lift straight up. I know a lot of people like to lift straight up. I like to kind of flip it do the flip of my wrist. However, I have a small canvas and my computer's right here. So I'm not going to do it that way, but I'm going to do a little bit, but I don't always like to keep it clean. I like to kind of have fun and get messy and play with it. This is a very messy project. So I didn't say before, make sure your surface is well protected. And I'm going to wait a few minutes. You can, sometimes it's fun to kind of move it around, kind of do a, okay, so the cells you guys were talking about, I tend to get cells in mine, and I don't hardly ever use silicone. Now, we do carry a silicone, and you can put silicone in your dirty pour and pour it in, and then hit it with a heat gun to get more cells. Yes, I have done that, but I don't typically do that because I usually get good cells just by doing a flip. Okay, so you can see it's naturally moving, but I'm gonna add a couple more colors to my. I'm gonna do the same thing. Sorry, I'm off camera a little bit. Do the same thing we just did while that's shifting. Can you see? Well, I don't know if you want to see. I'm just gonna move this a little bit so you can see. All I'm doing is the same thing I just did because I'm gonna show you that was a flip cup dirty pour, and just a plain old everyday dirty pour is the same kind of technique. Here, oh, I never put gloves on. Look at that. That's why I was like, my hand is getting dirty. Why? That's weird. That's why.
I want to know, can you use any type of glitter in the paint?
Yes.
And which type of glitter did you use?
I used Creatology, and it is I usually tend to like a fine but I was trying to go quick and I just grabbed one. This is not a fine, but it's not really that super chunky. It's a little bit chunkier, but, and that's okay. I mean, you can do it any way you want. So I'll put it in here. And then I'm also going to show you how you can do it on top of this too. I just, let me see. Okay. So I have, if you can see here, I just did a small amount again. So if you're just doing a dirty pour, just a plain old straight dirty pour, I mean, is all it is. It's just like the flip cup, except you don't flip the cup. So both of them will have it. So now I'm just going to move, kind of tilt back and forth. Yeah, I am going to put gloves on now, just even though I got a little bit on me.
And if someone says, like, someone's having an issue with the paint and the medium combined, it's just too thick, is there something that they can do?
Add a little bit more medium.
A little bit more, if the medium is too thick.
Oh, add more paint.
Add more paint.
Yeah, add more paint. Okay. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I said that wrong. Add more medium to thin it out. More paint to thicken it.
Gotcha.
Sorry, I said that backwards. Oh, this is pretty. The colors are really pretty. Good call on the light blue. And I'm just kind of tilting it back and forth. The flip cup kind of gives it a little bit more of the galaxy look. But and really, the more you move any of the different techniques, you can have them look, they can turn out similar. The thing that's really cool about this project is it's never the same. I've done canvases side by side exactly. I layered the same. I had 2 cups. I layered the same and did everything, and they turned out completely different. This is just a straight. When you do just a straight, and again, like I said, I was going to use this one canvas for a couple. I have multiple canvases. I can actually do more, but it just makes it easier so you can kind of see all the different things together. And I'm stringing. Another kind of fun thing is just kind of drip it around. Oops. And see, I'm just layering on top of each other. I'm doing the same thing I did in the cup. So I'm going straight on the canvas.
So they want to know, did you pre-paint the canvas or did you wet it with water? Did you do anything?
I didn't do anything.
Okay.
I didn't, for this purpose, I did not do anything. You can, some people like to prime their canvas ahead of time with white, the white combination of the paint pour and it just helps the paint move it a little bit. But with this paint pour canvas, it really glides pretty easy. And you can kind of see, I'm just going to tilt it back and forth a little bit. And then you can see I'm kind of stretching the line kind of stretch, these circles up here stretch, the galaxy looking marbly stuff kind of stretches a little bit. So you can kind of see what's happening here. Okay. Like I said, if anyone's tuning in a little bit later than start time, I have 3 different techniques going on one canvas. The nice thing about that, it's not something I do the flip cup dirty pour and then a regular dirty pour typically within the same canvas, but I don't always do the drop technique. And within the same canvas. But mainly for my purposes here was just to show the different. And I like to leave a little bit of white open. Just kind of gives it a fun little grounding. Just kind of depends on your preference. You can cover it. You can get it to where it goes over and you get your sides all smooth. You can even paint the sides with a gold gilding is really pretty. A regular paint color, leave it white, whatever you want to do. You can add, some people come in afterwards and add white to the open spaces. Or I can go, oh, you know what? I think I need a little bit of white here. You can really play with it and have fun, and do whatever you want to do. This is a very forgiving project. It's just, the thing is you just don't always know what you're going to get. It's just always different.
Well, that's part of the fun.
It is. I think it's really, these colors are so pretty together. And then I'm just going to go a little bit more. Sorry, I'm off the screen, but I don't want to get paint all over my phone here. I'll show you what, I'm just moving it around again. So say I just stretched it way out here. So now I'm going to go back this way just a smidge, just let it run a little bit. And then, you know, once you've moved it around, you know, a little bit, the different techniques, you know, it's hard to see where they start and end. And then as we talked about, adding glitter afterwards, if I want to come in afterwards and add a little bit of glitter, you can do it straight from the canister, or you can get like a small spoon, you know, whatever you're comfortable with. I'm just going to put a little bit. So if you're wanting something a little bit more, you know, controlled on you know, how much comes out and where you put it, I would say, you know, do like a little spoon. But it's kind of, I'm just sprinkling it around in certain places that look like a glitter. Could be a nice little highlight. Oh, that was not what so that's why the spoon is definitely a better idea. But you can spread it out if you want to move it around some more. But anyways, those are the three most, I would say, the most seen techniques. And then with the filler, through a glitter filler in there, we're gonna move that out of the way. Another thing I've seen people do is with bubble wrap or with a balloon is just go on top of the paint, and it kind of gives it a little bit of a different texture. I just on accident did that with my glove, and I was like, oh yeah, that's a really cool tip. It's kind of fun, gives it a little kind of flair. And then I am going to grab another canvas here. And I'm going to show, sorry, I'm checking my sweater, make sure I don't get paint on it. I'm going to show, I'm going to do a line, or I'm going to do some lines, and then we'll move it around with a hairdryer to show you the Dutch pour. So really the pour is the same. So I think it feels like it's a little bit, you know, that title seems to me in my mind a little misleading, where the pour is different, and the pour is not different. It's how you move it across the canvas. Okay, so I think it's kind of fun to, I'm gonna get gloves this time up front, because my cups have pour all over them. And I'm going to keep going with the colors that we have, so I'm not wasting any paint. May add another color, but how about orange? I'm going to add a little bit of an orange in there too, so that way we have a little bit more. So I'm going to do it off camera, or I'll move it on camera. Why not? And then I'm going to mix that real good. Add a little bit more, and you can even you can mix colors and make another color if you want to. You can definitely do that. There's a lot of fun. It's very forgiving. It's very easy. It's very easy, very messy. Like I said before, it's very messy. I'm leaving that in there. Okay. So I'm going to, now I'm just gonna.
So people want to know what cells are.
Cells are those, they are basically they are small little ring, or it's hard to describe. They're like rings within your paint, but it shows a lot of the different colors within that ring. So if you think of something like an agate or something like that, where you have a bunch of like the striations in a small space, but the silicone, you know, I guess grass, I don't really know the science to it, but the silicone allows for the air, you know, the air bubbles or whatever to create those little cells. If I have some in here, I'll show you again. I know there's some in my other one, and I did not identify them, but I will show. Like I said, I usually get them pretty easily. I'm gonna reserve some of this. I have more canvas, so I can do a swipe. Just left some space because I'm gonna add some white in between there. And I mean, and this is just, I mean, you can do a dirty pour, and then here, I'll just see what's left over in that. And then I'm gonna add a little bit of the blue. And then we're just gonna move it around with You can do this with a straw. You can do it with, they have pumper things, you know, that you can do this with. This is the Dutch pour. And, oh, sorry, I'm going to move this around just a little bit to get it kind of going. I'm going to lose a little. Okay, so I'm going to take my glove off so I don't get it all over my dryer. All right, it's going to be noisy. So just so you know, because I have the dryer, and it's going to be right by the camera. Okay, so you just use the air. You can keep it on. Right now I have it on low. You can see I have it moving around. It's moving our paint around. Okay, it moves it around a little bit with the lines and stuff. It's not, you know, making a super huge difference. So I'm going to turn it on high. I'm going to move back a little bit. So that right there, as you can see, it's starting to kind of swirl around a little bit there. But so that's your Dutch pour. It does the moves, it kind of gives a rippling, it ripples the marble out. You can set that aside to let it dry.
So Julie wants to know if she can drop silicone oil onto the top of the poured canvas to create cells, or does the oil have to be mixed in before they pour?
Nope, you can do it. You can do it after. I've seen them done both ways. I've done it where you do it inside the paint, but I've seen it done both ways.
Okay.
And usually the silicone comes, like I know ours, the Artist Loft comes with a dropper, so you can kind of move it, you know, where you want, and that way it's a little bit more controlled as to where it ends up.
And Joanne wants to know, can you show your medium again?
Yes, absolutely.
The medium that you're using?
Yes, this is just a larger bottle, but yeah, it's the same.
Yeah.
Can you see it pretty well?
Yeah.
Kind of
Artist Loft paint or pouring medium for acrylic paint.
Yes,
all right.
Yeah.
And Carol wants to know, do you torch your paintings? Is that what
I have, but I do not typically. The only time I've torched it when I was doing more of an agate look, it's been quite a while since I've done that. But that's all I've done. Like I've done it, like I said, I've done it just with, when I've done it, trying to look at like, you know, make it like the agate. So I mean, the torching really brings out the cells if you have any silicone in there. And even if you don't have silicone, it really brings it out. I don't have a torch available right now, or I could show something that, but I have one it's in my husband's garage outside. So I'd have to call, find out where he is and all that kind of jazz. So, but maybe for a future something, it is something to get into again. I asked him, I'm like, oh, do we have a torch? Can I use it? He's like, what are you using it for? What are you doing? Okay, so the other one we were going to do was was it a swipe? Someone was looking for a swipe?
Yes, we had someone asking for a swipe, and then Moby wants to know, when you drop the silicone oil into your cup, do you need to stir it into the mixture or just drop it in?
Just drop it in.
Yep. Okay.
Drop it in. And you could drop it in within the layers. You can do it at the top. It just depends on, you know, I say it depends on the look that you want lightly, because, you know, it's a paint pour. You're just not always sure exactly how it's going to end up. But so a swipe, is that, I believe that's where you just do the dots, right? And then you swipe with the craft stick or with an item. Is that exactly is that what they're looking for?
They just said swipe, so I'm not entirely sure, but hopefully whoever said it can post in the chat and what they're looking for.
Okay.
In the meantime, Ellie is loving your paint on the drop cloth.
Okay, so
and she wants to know, like, do people ever flip the canvas upside down and like do stuff that way?
Yes, they do. I've done it. I've done that. One of the things I usually go into towards the end, and I will totally go into it now, is what to do with this awesome stuff here. There are so many things that you can do with this. And the few things that I personally have done with it is I've done a canvas flip over, flipped a canvas over. And I actually have a tiny old canvas I can grab from behind me here in just a minute if you want to see what that looks like. And I've also let it dry, and then I've made jewelry out of it. So, which is really cool, especially if you cut, if you do it, when you pull it up, you'll once it dries and you pull it up, you'll find it comes off like in what feels like a plastic sheet. Mm-hmm. And it's fragile. I mean, but in when I say fragile, you can punch a hole. But if you're making an earring, from the hole to the tip, it could tear easily. So I like to put it in a resin, and you can take the piece and cut it. You cut it with just scissors to the shape of your mold or your frame, or just leave it as is and do kind of like what we're doing here. I wouldn't poke a hole through it, but I would put it on like a small wood a cube, so the resin can kind of roll off, but you have a top. Or even do the UV resin over it, which is really cool. It dries in 15 to 20 minutes in sunlight, or in 2 to 3 minutes under a UV lamp. Mm-hmm. But it's really cool. Beautiful, beautiful things I've done with that. So you can do all kinds of cool stuff. So, yes.
Oh, so Sandra was the one who wanted to see swipe. And she says, swipe that uses black or white at one end and pulls it down over the paint below. She says it produces cells.
Okay, that's not what I was thinking swipe was. So I'd have to do a little bit more research into that one. I don't think I've done that one. So I'm not sure. But I am interested in finding more out about that. I've written it down. So I would like to learn more about that one.
And someone's wondering, is that a cell on the tabletop that you can point out to show people?
Let me see. Let's see, there's some in here, and in here it's kind of hard to see from where the screen is, but I do have, well, I'm going to bring this one back over, the first one. Mm-hmm. Let me shift here, which is no problem. See these guys here? There's I'm gonna bring my canvas up close here. See if you can see all these little dots. There's a cool one here, some in here. But some right there. Now the silicone will be a little bit larger and a little bit more prominent. There's a great one right here. So you can see it's just, I get them without the silicone. I'm trying to think if I have some over there in my paint pour container. I probably do. I can probably go look real quick in just a second. Yeah, there's some all. The cells are just a really cool look. I mean, they just add a little something to it.
And Katrina says she is doing this with her adult students with disabilities, and they're loving it.
Oh, awesome. My kids go to a fine art school, and my son is an artist, and I tell his teacher, I'm like, you need to be checking out our videos. There would be great assignments. Okay, great idea. This is fun to do. And if you're going to do something like this with kids, you can use the Crayola has these little paint pots, and you can mix it with, you can do it with Elmer's glue, more paint, a little bit of Elmer's glue. It will dilute it a little bit, so the color's not going to be super vibrant, but it does give the same effect. And then you can always do the water method also, which again is more paint, just a little bit of water to thin it out a little bit. But as it was pointed out, it does mix, the colors will mix. And if you do too much tilting back and forth, you will start to get a muddy color. Okay, so I'm going to do this one I saw today that I think is really cool. I think it turned out, and it's kind of this. You see these this little tornado swirl here and this little thing. And I saw it, and I'm going to do it color blocked because I just think that looks really cool. So I'm going to, because these colors right here are just, to me, are just stunning. I'm going to do those colors here. So I've got, and I already have them mixed, so it makes life a little bit easier. Okay, and as I'm getting this in here, I may have to make a little bit more of that one. I'm going to talk a little bit about some of the items other than canvas that I have paint poured. And I have a couple of samples at my desk, so I will, ready for you. My last one, I'm like running in the hallway, pulling stuff off my walls and stuff like that. So this time I was like, nope, I'm gonna have it ready. So I have paint poured on, I've made a pop socket. Now, by make a pop socket, I mean, I didn't want that photo, even though the photo real images are really, really pretty and really, really sweet. I wanted something that looked real. And so I did my own. So I took a paint socket, a pop socket, the little cap off of the tops, and then I did the paint pour on top of it, let it dry, and then I actually coated it with resin so it was protected. And I'll show you that in just a minute. Turned out really pretty. And then I've done rocks, like, painting rocks was such a big thing not long ago, and I know they're still really relevant. Leaving cool stuff on someone's front porch or in their garden, just let they're thinking about them, that kind of thing, especially right now. Those kinds of things are really cool to do. And now we'll show you a couple of those in a minute. And they've turned out really, really fun. So I'm just going to layer these colors a couple of times, and I'm just going to go in the same order. You don't have to do that. I'm just feels like what I want to do this time.
And we have someone who's saying they would love to see a class on pouring resin over the pour paint.
Oh yeah,
different stuff you can do with that.
Yeah, absolutely. That sounds, it's a cool, I've done it over paintings. I actually have one back in my bedroom that is, I've done it over, and really what the resin does is gives it a really pretty shine. It's just like a high gloss, if you will. And then, so I have this. Now I'm going to set this aside, and I'm going to make one other combination. And I'm going to do a similar so they feel like they coordinate once they're on my canvas. And I'm going to, now I've done now a couple of things I don't have with me, but I have done is I turned over a clay pot and I put it on a disposable cup so it is off the table and it has something to run off. And then I did a paint pour from the bottom, poured it across the bottom of the clay pot, and it ran down the sides, and it turned out, and so the top has a little bit of clay pot coming out. It's got the paint. So cool. I've done I'm gonna mix a little bit more white here real quick. I've done white. I've done safari animals, and they turn out really cool. The ready pour paints are great for some of that stuff, which is, it's the same thing as this paint here, except it's already mixed for you. We carry, Artist Loft carries it back in the fine arts over in the craft paint area. There some national brands like Deco Art and Americana. Both of those make very good products to do, and they're great with all kinds of surfaces. I've done ornaments. I've done, I'm trying to remember what all I've done. And again, I'll show you the rocks in the pop socket here in just a minute. And then when I don't have this thing right in front of, once I finish this swirl, I've done layered canvases. So I've done 2 canvases on top of each other and then went down. I've done the sink strainer, which I feel like some of the videos I've seen online have had more success with the paint, with the kitchen strainer than I have, which it turns out nice. It's just not as striated, it was what I wanted it to stay. But that could just be, what's going on in my mind too. So, okay, so if you can see here, I've got 2 layered cups. So I'm going to start with the first one, and I'm going to just go here in a corner, and I'm going to move my wrist in a circle as I'm pouring. I'm going to see if I can do this to where you can see it, pretty well. And you can see that I'm going in a spiral. Which gives it a really cool look. Now I'm going to turn this around very carefully so I don't disturb that too much. Now I'm going to do the same thing on this side with the other colors that I've mixed. It's important to stay as steady as you can. I keep moving my hand a little bit. And so I'm just going to move them both around. I'll go back this way. I feel like I have a lot more of the purple blue combination. I do have that one's not moving as much as I want it to. That's all right. I'm gonna go this way. Let's see. I'm gonna do a little bit more here. Just to, I did a ginormous canvas on above my dining room table, and it was, I used a lot of the white to keep it moving, and it turned out, that was a multi-technique endeavor, and I didn't set out to do a multi-technique, it just kind of happened that way, and it was so pretty. And then I'm going to go this way a little bit and kind of tighten up some of those, or I should say open up some of those lines, and back this way. And going back and forth, you know, kind of it opens up some of those lines and makes such a pretty look. And then I was going to take a little bit of the orange and just kind of go real slow. I dropped my line here. There we go. Oh, didn't want it that much, but it's all right. And then just moving this around. And this was a swirl, or what they call, like, this one was called a double swirl, but it was kind of a cool technique where it's color blocked, and where the colors kind of mix, you know, they blend together. So I think that turned out really cute. I'm just gonna add a little bit of white in here. Maybe just a little bit more. Another thing about these paint pours that are very interesting is when you set it aside to dry, you come back in the morning and you're like, oh, that's not what it looked like when I left. So you know, the paint still moves as it's settling. You know, remember, I kept saying our building is not straight, and because everything kept going to one side, and I'm like, well, in theory, the earth is not flat, so right, it doesn't move around. So anyway, I wanted to move my little swirls here.
So Joanne wants to know, do you flood your canvas before doing a pour?
I do not. I know a lot of people do, and you absolutely can. With this paint pour canvas, it's just the way it's made. The paint moves across the canvas pretty well. So it's not something I ever felt like I needed to do. But you absolutely can choose to do that if you would like.
And Carl wants to know, can you do it on glass or wood?
You can. You can, absolutely. I've done it on wood frames. That's another surface that I have done it on that I did not mention. I have done it, yes, and in glass, I have not personally done it, but I have seen it done. Another interesting thing, my 17-year-old son did it on his Volkswagen emblem on the front of his car. So it is red and white, and then we put a sealer on it because we live in Texas and it does get a little bit warm. We didn't want it to melt, and it has not. It's made it through a summer and did not melt or anything, so it's pretty cool. He just did a polyurethane sealer, was all he did. Nothing too extravagant, and it was cool. And I didn't get any cells on this one yet, but cells can pop up too. Like tomorrow I can come in and go, oh, there's all these really cool cells. So I'm gonna move this aside. I'm gonna show you some of those things that we talked about earlier. Some of the things I've done in the past, which are, sorry, my background's gonna be all this beautiful. Oh, and I can grab a small paint before we go up, a small canvas, and show you what that is. So these right here are some of the painted rocks that I've done. This one, you know, be a nice human. These were just vinyl. I did on top, straight on top of it. These are not, there's nothing on top of this. Is straight dried paint. I used the Deco Art Ready Pour for this one, for these, and you can see on the bottom. I mean, I just set it on something so it ran off of it. So it turned out pretty. I just did a fun little icon, you know, and I always tell my kids I'm a rock star, so I did that for me. So that was kind of cool. And then the pop socket is fun. So those are the couple of the things that I have right here. I've done, I have done glass. I've done a mason jar. So I've done the mason jar. What I did was, the fun thing is I used a mason jar for my my dirty pour main cup. Then I let it dry. And then, and actually that's at the office, and that's what my paintbrushes are in. So it's just a cool little decor idea. You know, I'm going to grab, wrong bin. We can finish this off with a cool little trick here. Let me grab this canvas out. And this is a small canvas that I happen to have. It's an old one. I don't even think we carry anymore. So, I mean, we do carry the small ones. I just don't think we carry this exact one. And we can
we've got people asking, how do you decide what colors to use? Is it just through practice, or is it just colors you like?
That's the hardest part for me, because I always tend to go to the same colors. So I think that it stems from a lot of things. One, it could be a mood. Black and white, beautiful, beautiful together. A little bit of black goes a long way. And then it's just preference. It's if you're trying to match your, you know, I have some in my hallway, some paintings I've done in my hallway. I've done a paper mache bee that's on my wall in the hallway, and they're using similar colors, but not exact. I had a color scheme I wanted to, you know, go with in my decor. So that's what I've done. I always like to do a white base, or I shouldn't say base, a white filler throughout the layers. It just helps. I feel it helps the paint, your final look. And then, but it's not always. With a galaxy, you may not want white, you know, maybe a lighter gray or something, or a silver. Artist Loft, the Ready Pour does come in a silver and a gold, but in the but the Deco Art, the national brand Ready Pour, does not. So, but the metallics are really cool. But you can use metallic or glitter craft paint, acrylic craft paint, and mix it with this medium. Black light paint, really cool. Especially if you're doing a galaxy. But colors are mainly preference. I guess that's the short answer. Preference. I mean, like I said, I always go to the same color, so it's hard for me to answer that very well, but that's what I have right there. Okay, so I have a small canvas here, and I'm just going to, you can do it where you just kind of scoop it up, or you can mash it. And I'm going to mash it. And I actually left some of the white there, but you can kind of see it gives it a marbled look. I have some right here. I'll finish up this little corner here. I'm going to turn it this way. Got one little spot there. So really cool. That gives it a cool little, kind of looks like a coaster. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna go right, because I pulled some off my white right there. So yeah, very cool. Yeah, I've done this way, but typically I'll just do a little bit and then keep the rest white. But I think with the small canvas, the whole thing was fun. And then if you're like, oh, I think I need a little bit here, you can always add more to the canvas if you want more too. More color, or you feel like, you know, oh, I need a little bit more white here. I need this. Just kind of it's visual. It's just how you see it, what you want to add to it. You can mix, as you can see, you can mix techniques, you can mix colors. You mix colors to make another color. You can, I mean, there's so much you can do with this. And I have not found anything that it does not work on. And the only thing I would say is, like, if you're going to put it on plastic, it will peel off because it is a, an acrylic. So things that, if it will peel normally, it will peel with this. But glass, it stays on pretty well, or very well. Wood, it sticks to, or anything porous. And so lots of ideas and options there.
And can you do that on a tile?
You can.
Cool.
I have not done it on the tile, but I know you can do it on I've seen people do it, and I know you can go on a tile. Especially if you want to hang it up, I wouldn't put it on my floor. But I would, hang it up as a decor piece.
And can you use any surface or regular high quality canvas?
Yes, yeah, you can use any canvas. Like this right here, the paint pour is made, paint pour canvas is made for this formula, but you can use, level 1, you can use gallery wrap level 3, you can use any of those. You can wrap your own canvas if you want to get into all of that. You can do all kinds of things.
Cool. And then Carol she says, what size canvas and how do you figure out how much paint you need to prepare?
Okay, so that's a great question and not 100% easy to answer. I usually get, for a 12 by 12 is the size I typically buy. For the purpose of this, I did the 8 by 8 because it, for the camera, but I usually buy 12 by 12, and I can use one of the I switched. One of the paint pour medium of the 8.4, and I mean, the paints go a long way. I got a set, and I've been using this. I've done 3 classes, and I'm nowhere near, even on the white that I use in every painting, I'm not even halfway through it. But for 12 by 12, I would say one of these. You may not use the whole thing. This is an 8.4 ounce. You may not use the whole thing, but you may use, you use a good portion of it. Because I used this for this class and my last class. But I did dip into this bottle too for this class. So I would say, and I used them on several 12 by 12s. I'm sorry, 8 by 8s. When you go bigger, like the ginormous canvas I did over my dining room table, I don't even remember how many I used the ready pour. So that's, and the thing about the ready pour is it only comes in the larger bottles. The Artist Loft comes in this size, the 16.9, and the Deco Arts, I'm not sure the exact same amount of ounces, but it's more this size. I believe they're $7 and $8.99 depending on the vendor. These are $14.99, I believe, in the ready pour color. And so you have, that's the only size you have. So, but they will last a while. They will go far. Unless you're doing a ginormous, you will, it'll go far.
Gotcha. And we do have some people asking about afterwards. So, like on coasters and glass items, how would you seal those once it's dry?
Okay, again, great answer, great question. I have 2 recommendations for things like that. One would be resin. Do a resin coat, a thin resin coat. There is a brush on, but it's really, really small. It's like a paintbrush or like a nail polish. That may take a while, but you can do the UV resin, which already comes in the bottle. It's not two part. It's, it comes in the bottle, put it on there, heat it, put it in the sun for 15 to 20 minutes, or heat it under a lamp for 2 to 3 minutes. You can do it that way. Or Deco Art has a top coat for paint pour, and it's a great option as well. They have it in a gloss. I believe they have it in the opulent. They have a couple of different sheens. So that's what I would use. Now, like these rocks, like I showed earlier, there's nothing on here. There's no sealer. There's nothing. It is what it is. I've used the top coat, which is also self-leveling, which is not something I mentioned on the paint pour, but it is self-leveling. So you won't have different ridges and all that kind of stuff on heights. If you get more paint here, that it will level out. And the top coat is also that way. And the resin is too. The Craft Smart makes a great 2-part resin. So if you want to go with that, but you do need to let it dry and for at least 24 hours, UV resin dries a lot faster.
Yeah. And then how long do you let the canvas dry? Like after you poured the paint on?
Yeah, let it dry for a full 24 hours.
Okay.
Yep. Usually,
and is there a different
overnight? It's fine, but I would let it go. I always let mine set for 24 hours.
Gotcha. And is there a different way you would seal a canvas versus the glass coasters and stuff, or is it the same?
The only way I've done both of those, I've done the resin and I've done the top coat on a canvas. I haven't done, I mean, unless you're putting it outside, which I wouldn't necessarily recommend just because of different elements. You can use a polyurethane if you're going to do that outside, but beyond that, resin and that top coat, either one are great options.
Gotcha. And everybody's just saying they love the class and they want to see more paint pour classes and all the stuff that you talked about, like your jewelry and your pot and all that stuff. So
yeah, do them on wood beads would be really cool. I have not done that, but I would like to try that. I mean, there's just so many things. I like to play and do all kinds of stuff. And I'll find there was a time where I have a really cool thing. I wish I would have brought it over here. But a cactus, like the cactuses, the fake cactus you buy in the Michael store for decor. Mm-hmm. We laid it on its side. We paint poured it. And it looks so, I mean, you didn't do the whole thing. So the canvas coming out. When we were talking about it, I was like, oh, you're talking about the pot. I'm like, no, the canvas. So I went through a phase where if it wasn't nailed down, I paint poured it to see how it would work. Seriously, pumpkins, the pumpkins we've done, ornaments, all kinds of stuff. So much fun stuff. If you don't think it will work, try it. It might.
Yeah, and if someone's having, they said they have an issue with getting the silicone oil to completely dry. Is there a tip for that?
I've kind of found that also, and that was one of the reasons I didn't use them as often, and then I kind of just forgot about it, and because I would get cells naturally. So is there, I would say the torch would be the first thing I would say, is if you have the torch option, that heat should help let it dry, help it dry. And I don't know, you may want to do some online research about heating it after it's dry, after your canvas is dried, but you find the oil is still kind of, wet. That might be something that you could do afterwards. But again, I do not know. So definitely check that out online and see if you can see anything about that. I mean, I'm going to do the same. I'm going to look at that and see, but I don't know off the top of my head if that is something that will work, but it's not going to run or anything, like if you hang it up. But I understand where you're coming from. If you touch it, it's kind of oily, and I've found the same thing.
All right. So and everybody's just super happy with everything. Hold on.
A lot of cells in here.
Do you want me to switch back to overhead?
Yeah, if you don't mind. Yeah. Lots of cells forming. Lots of all in here. Look at all of these cells are forming. Really cool. I'm gonna hit it. I'm gonna hit it with this real quick, and this is just a heat gun, like you would do embossing. Didn't really bring them out too much, but you can kind of see some of these are a little bit more prominent. So a lot of cells in this one. So this one's turning out really cool too. And this one was just and you saw all it was the swirl, and it was and I imagine that when you're not using silicone, the cells are just air coming up and pushing colors, all the different layers up. But that one's turning out really cool. So, well, thank you for coming and joining me today with the paint pour class. And we will definitely see if we are going to be able to do some more in the future. And maybe we can do something, other things you can do with paint pour, not just canvas, but let's play and have fun. And we can do some rocks. We can do some, hopefully have some dried stuff ahead of time and do some jewelry, different options, lots of different things to do. I don't know. I'm just speculating. So it'd be kind of fun.
All right. Well, everybody loved the class. Thanks so much for all the amazing information. And they definitely want to see more pour classes in the future. So
awesome. Thank you.
All right. Bye.
Bye.